I'm Anil Kumar, and before we start calculus, let us review few algebraic skills absolutely essential for calculus. So we have two questions here to simplify. These two expressions are related to, the first one is kind of a multi-layer fraction, and the second one is rationalization. So in the first one, it is 1 over x plus h minus 1 over x divided by h. We need to simplify it. And the second one, we need to rationalize x over square root x plus 4 minus 2. You can pause the video, do these questions. If you have any difficulty, you should follow the links and practice some similar questions. Let us see how to do these operations. First one, 1 over x plus h minus 1 over x divided by h. Whenever you have a multi-layer question like this, it is better to write it in product form than from the division form. Let me show you what I mean. So I could write this question as 1 over x plus h minus 1 over x and everything multiplied by 1 over h. Dividing by h means multiplying by 1 over h. As soon as you write like this, it becomes much simpler, right? If this was h over something, I would have multiplied by something over h, right? So you get a multiplication statement which is simpler. So that is indeed the very first step you should be doing. And the second step is, these rational functions, you need to have a common denominator. So x times x plus h is the common denominator. Cross multiply, you get x minus, put it in brackets, x plus h. Otherwise, you're going to make a mistake, right? Times 1 over h. And now we can combine the like terms. X minus x is 0, and then we are left with minus h. So we have minus h in the numerator. Denominator is h times x plus h. At this stage, you can cancel out h. You're left with minus 1 in the numerator, and that is the simplified form we're looking for. So what we get here is indeed equals to minus 1 over x times x plus h. Right? Now in such questions, we have few restrictions also. So sometimes it may be asked for. So h is not equal to 0, that is the first restriction, and x is not equal to minus h, right? So these are two restrictions, since that can make the denominator 0, right? So these are two restrictions on the given function. Let's look into the second part, which is when we simplify a radical, then it really means to rationalize. So here we'll rationalize. I'll provide you with a link which will give you more practice on rationalization. Rationalization means multiply and divide by its conjugate. And what is conjugate? Okay, let's begin by solving this question, and I'll explain you all these things. So we have square root of x plus 4 minus 2 in the denominator. Rationalize means to multiply by conjugate, multiply and divide. So we'll multiply and divide by square root of x plus 4 plus 2. So instead of minus, we just reverse the sign and we get the conjugate of the term. The idea is, when I do a minus b times a plus b, I get a square minus b square, thereby removing the radical part. And that is what really we mean by simplification. In the numerator, don't expand. Just write x times square root of x plus 4 plus 2 as such. In the denominator, a minus b times a plus b is a square minus b square. Square of this number is x plus 4, right? Minus square of 2, which is 4. Once you do that, in the denominator you can see we are left with just x, and in the numerator we have x times square root of x plus 4 plus 2. And in the denominator now we have x. X and x can cancel out. You therefore get x plus 4 within the square root plus 2 in the numerator. And that becomes a simplified form, correct? So that is how you can simplify such expressions. If you were supposed to write restrictions, then you know the restrictions here will be that x cannot be equal to what? What will make this 0? If square root x plus 4 becomes 2, then 2 minus 2 is 0, and that will become 2 for x equals to minus 2, right? So if I write minus 2, then it becomes 0. So we say, x equals to 0 will make it 0. So we say x is not equal to 0. Since if I write 0 here, square root of 4 will be 2, 2 minus 2 is 0. That is the restriction on the given function. Second restriction is that x square root term has to be non-negative, and therefore x has to be greater than minus 4, right? Greater than equal to minus 4. So if I write minus 4 here, I get 0, and that is a valid number. So this has to be greater than or equal to minus 4, but not equal to 0. So that becomes the restriction on the given function. I hope these points are well taken. I'll also request you to go through the links and practice similar questions. I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.